bastion. In 2019 from Muradabad, it was ST Hassan who won from this seat with a heavy margin. And now this time round, there was in fact an embarrassment for Samajwadi Party when the sitting MP ST Hassan and also Ruchi Veera, who's another former MLA from Bijnor, both of them filed their nomination by being the Samajwadi Party candidate. It was a confusion for almost 48 hours. It was an embarrassment for Samajwadi Party as well. People were saying that there is no clarity when it comes to Samajwadi Party. Why is it that the two candidates from the same constituency have gone ahead and filed their nomination? But ultimately, the Samajwadi Party had declared that it is Ruchi Veera who is their candidate. And right now, I'm just reporting from one of the polling booths here, which is a model polling booth here at Muradabad. From 7 a.m. in the morning, we are seeing that people in large number are lining up, queuing up outside the polling booth to cast their vote. And right now, the last updated voter turnout in Uttar Pradesh is around 12.2%. But when we talk about Muradabad in 2019, this particular seat was won by Samajwadi Party. The only two times that BJP has won this particular seat is in 2014. That is being said because it was a Modi wave, and that is why Sarvesh Singh was able to win from this particular constituency. Before this, the Jan Sangh was the one who won in the 70s. So it is not known to be a BJP bastion, but known to be a Samajwadi Party bastion. But nevertheless, this time the BJP is hoping that they will be making a solid inroad when it comes to this particular area, because remember, there are around 47% of the Muslim community that lives in the Muslim population that lives in Muradabad. But at the same time, a huge chunk of the schemes and the number of plans that the government has come up with for Muslims in this area, making Muradabad a smart city, all this could resonate with the voters is what the BJP is hoping for. Apart from the Muslim vote, the BJP is also eyeing the upper caste vote here. So that is the calculation with which the BJP is feeling that they could be able to win from this particular constituency. Last time they were not able to win, but at the same time, the Samajwadi Party, because of the no clarification, no clarity when it comes to their candidates, the confusion, not just in Muradabad, but the neighboring constituency, the Azamgarh bastion, Rampur, that we talk about, even there was a lot of confusion that Samajwadi Party once again was putting two candidates there. Both the candidates went ahead and filed their nomination. So there is a bit of confusion that could actually make people not to, go and trust Samajwadi Party is the big claim that is coming in from Bharatiya Janata Party. But you can see people here have gathered on my right side. You can see that people here are coming in large number and casting their vote here. Let me speak to some of them. क्या है मुरादाबाद की, क्या है समस्याएं, आपके हिसाब से क्या है यहाँ पे?
समस्या कुछ नहीं, हमारे लिए सही है, बढ़िया है।
सही है, स्मार्ट सिटी है मुरादाबाद, जैसे लिखा हुआ है, एंटर करते हैं मुरादाबाद स्मार्ट सिटी लिखा हुआ है, सच में है कि नहीं?
नहीं, बन रहा है,
अभी हुआ नहीं है।
हुआ नहीं पूरा काम।
अच्छा,
हाँ, पूरा काम नहीं हुआ। इसमें
नाराजगी है ST हसन जी साहब को, जो यहाँ से थे, उनको टिकट नहीं दी है, इस बार रुचि वीरा को दी है, तो क्या समाजवादी पार्टी से नाराजगी है थोड़ी बहुत? नहीं, कोई नाराजगी नहीं। So you heard it that people are saying that the process of Muradabad is still in the process to make it a smart city, and when it comes to ST Hassan not being given a ticket, there is no narazgi, there is no disappointment against Samajwadi Party. So people here in large number are coming out and voting here. Back to you.
Right, and Sharon, you're absolutely right. Considering the NDA has set itself the target of 400 plus constituencies like Muradabad, and wherever the BJP did not win last time around, they all become extremely important to clinch that number. So the BJP would be working doubly hard. The polling percentage in Muradabad so far is around 11% according to the Election Commission of India. Let's now go across to Pilibhit. My colleague Abhimanyu Sharma is standing by. He spoke to Jitin Prasada a short while back. Now this was a seat which was the bastion of Varun Gandhi, Maneka Gandhi. The BJP and the NDA won it last time. They had 59% of the vote share. Can the BJP repeat this performance with Jitin Prasada? The question now to you, Abhimanyu, is how are things poised in Pilibhit? You met Jitin Prasada. Was he looking confident? And what's he really counting on?
Well, Jitin Prasada is looking extremely confident. When we spoke to him, he said that he was confident of not just his victory, but even the victory of the alliance in the Lok Sabha elections. He was saying that the impact of the central government schemes was seen on the ground, and apart from PM Modi's popularity, it was also the beneficiaries of these government schemes who are possibly going to pitch for the BJP and the NDA alliance. That's something which he had expressed his confidence on. As far as the Pilibhit Lok Sabha constituency is concerned, since the past 28 years, it has elected somebody from the Gandhi family. It's either Menaka Gandhi or Varun Gandhi. So it's the first time after 28 years that none of them are in the poll fray. And interestingly, though, the India Alliance candidate as well as the BJP candidate are not domiciled in this constituency, and they are not going to cast their vote in this constituency. And this has been the bane, according to several people we spoke to earlier. They had said they had expressed some sadness over this, that there have been several instances that the candidates who have contested or even won from this particular seat are not voters in this constituency, which often possibly leads to the fact that they don't stay out here and they are not in sync with the problems of the people on the ground. However, the BJP is sounding extremely confident over the success of the government schemes as well as the implementation of them, and is hoping that it's going to stir pro-incumbency instead of anti-incumbency. As far as the other parties are concerned, the SP Congress joint candidate, the India Alliance candidate, is also confident of a victory, not just tapping on anti-incumbency but also on several other factors, though he is also not a voter in this constituency, but he is of course no political greenhorn either. He has been an MLA several times. He has also been a minister in the UP government. The same goes for the BSP candidate out here. So of course all politically experienced candidates are contesting from Pilibhit this time around. As far as the economic issues are concerned, of course this is known for its sugarcane farming. Of course it's part of the sugarcane belt in western Uttar Pradesh. It borders Uttarakhand towards the north. The village, the polling booth we are now currently standing in is possibly the last polling booth on the road towards Uttarakhand. So of course, despite being far-flung, these areas they have traditionally grown sugarcane. Also, interestingly, Pilibhit is known as the city of flutes or the Bansuri Nagari for not just producing but even exporting 95% of India's total flutes, which are exported. But apart from that, they are trying to grow beyond this. They are trying to grow beyond the primary and secondary economy. There were plans which were indicated by the state government of establishing a food processing unit earlier this year. So of course developmental schemes, apart from the usual ones, there are infrastructure development schemes which are also underway. They are in the pipeline. So of course a lot is going to hinge on which candidate is going to win from here and how the polling battle is going to
try and show us around what's happening at the polling booth where you're standing right now. I'm getting a sense that Pilibhit has seen about 13.3% polling percentage so far. Is it possible for you to walk around, show us what's happening at the polling booth? Do you see long lines there? And did the voters, when you spoke to them, did they express surprise about Varun Gandhi not contesting?
Well, there hasn't been any indication from the voters so far as the candidates are concerned. But what we spoke to them earlier about, they were of course complaining about the heat, and there were complaints about the fact that there was no shade which was installed at several stations. Of course, several polling stations have installed shades for voters, and they are trying to facilitate their entry. There are also ramps which have been put in to facilitate the entry of the differently abled and the elderly. But of course, the heat continues to be a big factor which possibly may deter people from coming out of their houses. But as we have seen in the previous Lok Sabha elections too, or any other assembly elections for that matter, which have taken place during summers, during hot climate, that the polling percentage, the footfall at polling booths, that picks up after 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. So of course there is a big percentage of people who come in the morning, and then there is a lull towards the afternoon, and then again it picks up in the evening. So as we approach the afternoon, in all likelihood, we are seeing that the queues are dwindling behind us, and we expect to see more queues as the day progresses. And clearly, till now, no specific issues have been laid out by the people, by the voters so far, but it remains to be seen what kind of issues would be spoken about as we speak to more voters in the course of the day.
Right. Thanks, Abhimanyu, for getting us those ground reports from Pilibhit. Heat, of course, will be a factor. The IMD has warned of a heat wave as well. There's a warning for today as well. Let me also now focus on Maharashtra. My colleague Santya Gora is standing by in Mumbai to give us a sense. Mumbai is not going to polls today, but there are other constituencies. The VIP constituency, which we would be watching out for, will be Nagpur, where you've got Nitin Gadkari versus Vikas Thakre of the India Alliance. Out of 48 seats in Maharashtra, the NDA had won 38 seats last time around, or 48% of the vote share. Things are different. There has been a split within the Shiv Sena, and the contours of the opposition alliance is also very different. Now, let's look at what's happening in the first phase, which is going to polls today. 5 seats in Maharashtra going to polls. Out of these, 4 had been won by NDA with a 49% vote share, 1 with the India Alliance. Let's go across to Santya now. Santya, Nitin Gadkari, of course, hoping for a hat-trick from Nagpur. But if we look at the contest across these 5 seats going to polls today, how have the politics in Maharashtra over the last few years changed things this time around?
So, Parikshit, this is what I always tell people, that Maharashtra's politics, and especially what has happened in the last 5 years, definitely warrants for a web series with multiple seasons, because that is exactly what we need in order to understand and cover the happenings and the developments which took place in the last 5 years in Maharashtra's politics. Let me go back in time a little bit. Let's start with 2019, when 2019 Lok Sabha elections happened. At that time, out of 48 seats, 41 seats were won by the Saffron Alliance, that BJP, and United Shiv Sena. Now this time, the alliances obviously have changed. This time, BJP is contesting elections with Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena and Ajit Pawar's NCP. Strange bedfellows, because ideologically also, at least Ajit Pawar's faction does not align with the saffron ideology of BJP and Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. But again, politics is nothing if it is not made of strange bedfellows. But this time also, so the NDA is aiming for more than 45 seats. When CNBC-TV18 interviewed Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde exclusively, at that time, for the first time, he said that the NDA alliance, the Mahayuti, it's called Mahayuti in Maharashtra. Mahayuti alliance is working in the direction and it's trying to ensure that they secure 45 plus seats for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, on the other hand, MVA is formed of Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, Sharad Pawar's NCP and Congress. Now, let's talk about the 5 seats first. Now, obviously, you rightly mentioned that the most VIP, most important seat here is Nagpur, where Nitin Gadkari is going to contest. He's contesting for the 3rd time, and there's a huge possibility that he's going to make a hat-trick, because it will take nothing less of a miracle for Mr. Thackeray of Congress, who also is a sitting MLA, to actually defeat Nitin Gadkari in Nagpur. And that is exactly why Thackeray was also a little reluctant, for contesting from this seat. But I'll tell you the most interesting seat in terms of, because Nagpur is not at all cutthroat. The seat where the competition is extremely cutthroat is Chandrapur. And there are multiple, dynamics here in play. First of all, let's talk about the candidates. For BJP, Sudhir Mungantiwar is the candidate. Sudhir Mungantiwar is Maharashtra's former finance minister. And despite his caste not aligning with the caste dynamics of the constituency, he is chosen by the BJP. It's not going to be an easy factor. It's not going to be easy for him to play to win, because BJP actually benched the sitting MP Ahir Hansraj and gave a chance to Sudhir Mungantiwar. Now, how that's going to pan out for BJP, that remains to be seen. And why the competition is tough? Because Chandrapur was the only seat which Congress won in 2019. At that time, Suresh Dhanorkar was the only sitting MP of Congress from Maharashtra. After his demise last year, now the Congress has given the ticket to his wife, Pratibha Dhanorkar. Now, Pratibha Dhanorkar comes from the Kunbi community, which has a huge presence in the community. Pratibha herself has significant presence in the rural pockets of the constituency, one thing which Sudhir Mungantiwar lacks. But again, Sudhir Mungantiwar is somebody who is riding high on the development promises of the NDA, and the importance of this seat is significant, and why it matters for both the alliances and both Congress and BJP, because Congress wants to retain its one seat which it got in 2019, and BJP wants to deny, does not want Congress to have that one small pleasure also. Another thing here in play is Sudhir Mungantiwar ensured that there were a list of, star campaigners, one after the other, campaigning for him in the region, whether it was Bollywood star Sunil Shetty or, politicians and tall stalwarts like JP Nadda himself, Amit Shah himself, Devendra Fadnavis, all these people. Another thing, another seat which is going to be very interesting, is Ramtek. Now let me give you a little bit of history of Ramtek. Ramtek is that one seat where Congress's P.V. Narasimha Rao, India's former Prime Minister, won the Lok Sabha elections on 2 occasions. So that is why before 2014, Ramtek was considered as Congress's bastion, obviously not anymore. But this time, this is how the candidates are placed. And Ramtek is the only place out of these 5 seats, Ramtek is the only constituency where Eknath Shinde has fielded his contestant. Rest 4 BJP contestants are on the remaining 4 seats. So for Ramtek, it's Raju Parve who is fighting the elections on Eknath Shinde's ticket. And interestingly, Raju Parve is a Congress rebellion. He did not get a Congress ticket, so he switched sides. A factor which is extremely common in Maharashtra is that it does not even raise eyebrows anymore. Other than Raju Parve, the second candidate here for Congress is Shyam Kumar Barve. And this seat, even before these candidates were announced or listed out, there were a lot of controversy involved, because in the beginning, Congress made its mind to give the ticket to Rashmi Barve, and Rashmi Barve's caste certificate was cancelled. And Ramtek is a reserved seat. It's reserved for the SC community. So that is why that caste certificate was important. So instead of Rashmi Barve, now Shyam Kumar Barve is going to contest elections. Now, there is another, factor in play here, that is VBA of Prakash Ambedkar. When the talks of seat sharings were going on at that time, VBA tried a lot to become a part of the MVA, but that did not materialize. So now VBA has contested candidates on the seats where MVA has fielded its candidates, and that is going to definitely harm MVA, especially Congress. So for Ramtek, Kishore Gasbiye, who actually is a former bureaucrat, he is going to contest elections on a VBA ticket, and the chances are very high that he is going to make a dent into the Dalit votes, and that is going to harm the prospects of Congress. Now, these are some of the seats. Another interesting seat is Gadchiroli. Other than that, Bhandara Gondia. A lot of history is there, a lot of, out of all these 5 seats, if we talk about BJP has fielded 3 sitting MPs. Nitin Gadkari from Nagpur, Ashok Nete from Gadchiroli, and Sunil Mende from Bhandara Gondia. Now, Sudhir Mende's name came as a surprise, because Sudhir Mende, despite the fact that he won with a massive margin in the last elections, is not a popular face in Bhandara Gondia area. It's a twin constituency. He is from Gondia. So people of Bhandara were upset that all the funds and all the favors were going in the direction of Gondia and not Bhandara. He is accused of not being available to his people. He's accused of not visiting his constituency enough. So he wasn't really popular. There's a huge anti-incumbency wave also there. But surprisingly, Congress actually contested Dr. Prashant Padole from this seat. Now, Dr. Prashant Padole is not at all a popular face in terms of, he's not a known face. Because last time when he won the state elections on a Sena ticket, he actually got only 2,000 votes. That's a really, really small number. So why exactly Dr. Padole was contested by Congress, that is a mystery, that is not known. And another thing is, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, Parikshit, for all the parties, whether it's the BJP or the Congress or the Shiv Sena, all these parties, Maharashtra seats, Maharashtra elections, Lok Sabha elections are not at all lamppost. That's why a lot of efforts are being put in order to find the right candidate. That's why BJP once again repeated its sitting MP from Gadchiroli Chimur seat, that's Ashok Nete. And Congress, there was again rebel in the party, yes.
Yes, Sandhya, thank you for putting the entire politics of Maharashtra in perspective for us. Definitely, it's going to be a tough fight there in those 5 seats as well. Let me go back to Jude Sanat at this point. Jude, we've got the Tamil Nadu map right here. among some of the VIP constituencies is Chennai South, where you've got Tamilisai Soundararajan, the former governor who resigned and is now contesting from here. She is fighting against DMK's T. Sumati, who's the sitting MP, and also AIDMK's MP J. Jayavardhan. So this is not going to be an easy battle, considering the DMK has actually won Chennai South 5 times around.
Absolutely. See, Parikshit, the fact is, for so many of us who've been reporting from Tamil Nadu for the longest time, the fact is that barring certain exceptions, the 3 Chennai constituencies have always been DMK's strongholds. And that's pretty much why the battle for North, South and Central Chennai are more often than not written off as foregone conclusions, Parikshit. You've seen the DMK almost always sweep these 3 constituencies. And that's also why, like I pointed out a while ago, they've reserved these 3 constituencies for their most urban and their most well-known, high-profile, city-based dynasts. You're having Kalanidhi Veeraswamy from North Madras, or North Chennai rather, son of former Tamil Nadu Energy Minister Arkot Veerasamy. You have Dayanidhi Maran from, Central Chennai. He's, of course, the son of Murasali Maran, a former Union Minister. And Thamizhachi Thangapandian, sister of the incumbent Finance Minister of Tamil Nadu, Thangam Tennerisu. Since you brought up South Chennai, I just want to point out to you the fact that this time around, despite how most poll pundits tell you that the 3 Chennai constituencies are foregone conclusions in favor of the DMK, the BJP is leaving no stone unturned in giving the Dravidian party a fight to the very end. And that's pretty much why they've got Tamilisai Soundararajan back from a political retirement of sorts, getting her, to resign as a Telangana and Puducherry governor to contest from South Chennai on a BJP ticket. You might recall we actually spoke, to Tamilisai Soundararajan on the campaign trail, where she told us that she opted to fight from this constituency because she is a voter here and she wants to do work which would see her be as close to the people as possible. And that's pretty much why Tamilisai Soundararajan will be contesting from South Chennai. In fact, it is the constituency where we are reporting from right now. But the fact is that even a big name like Tamilisai, although she's never won an election in her life, and that is a fact because the BJP, remember, has won few and far between as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. The fact is a name like hers, a former Tamil Nadu BJP president, a former governor, will in fact put up some bit of a fight. But the fact is, the incumbent in Thamizhachi Thangapandian, despite the Chennai floods, despite infrastructural concerns in South Chennai, despite a lot of anti-incumbency, one might say, stands on higher ground because that's how much of a stronghold South Chennai is. And the other 2 seats in Chennai as well, for that matter, are for the incumbent DMK, Parikshit.
Right. Jude, let's also speak about seats where the NDA is focusing on really. Now, you've got 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. The DMK has largely stuck to its ally partners. Lot of changes in the NDA camp. According to our analysis, there are at least 10 seats where the NDA is focusing on in a big way. Give us a sense of which seats are these and how is the alliance spread out across the state?
Absolutely. Now, let me tell you very quickly that the NDA alliance in Tamil Nadu, at least in recent times, involved one big alliance partner, and that is the AIA-DMK. Now, remember, Parikshit, the AIA-DMK is not part of the NDA equation this year. So one wonders how successful the alliance will be in the first place. Will there be splitting of votes? Will people who typically vote for the AIA-DMK-BJP combine now have to decide between the AIA-DMK and the BJP? And will that automatically be advantage DMK? Very likely, yes. But before we get any further of ourselves, let me give you a breakdown in terms of the key seats that will be contested by the NDA, like you asked me. Firstly, South Chennai, like we just spoke about, Tamilisai Soundararajan is a big name. She will contest from South Chennai. Central Chennai is seeing the relatively newer but one of the younger faces, 37-year-old Vinoj P. Selvam, taking on the Colossus and Dayanidhi Maran. The Saffron Party hopes that a younger candidate will resonate with Central Chennai's young urban voter. So that's 2 constituencies that the BJP is betting on, in the NDA alliance in a big way. But also remember, a constituency like the Nilgiris, seeing L. Murugan of the BJP, incumbent Central Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, he's taking on another DMK colossus in A. Raja, who's won the Nilgiris multiple times over. So the BJP is also looking at, the Nilgiris as a crucial constituency for the NDA alliance. And then, of course, there are also a constituency like Kanyakumari that's seeing former Union Minister of State Pon Radhakrishnan contesting again. Remember, a very significant constituency, because it was only in 2014 that Pon Radhakrishnan actually won a grand total of 1 seat from that constituency for the BJP, which in Tamil Nadu is a pretty big deal. So Pon Radhakrishnan recontesting from Kanyakumari itself, but this time around he'll have a united opposition. Back in 2014, the DMK and the Congress went their own ways, so one might argue the BJP could win that seat, but with a united India bloc in Tamil Nadu, one wonders whether Mr. Radhakrishnan will be successful in a constituency like Kanyakumari that's also seeing a very strong Christian vote that normally goes in favor of the DMK Congress combine. Very quickly, a few other important constituencies. Virudhunagar is seeing the NDA field Radhika Sarath Kumar, a very well-known actor in these parts, who recently merged her party with that of the BJP. You're seeing an alliance partner in the DMDK, the late actor Vijaykanth's party, also contest very strongly in Virudhunagar, where his son, Vijaykanth's son, Vijay Prabhakar, is contesting in a big way. So an array of seats that's seeing the BJP really hold its own in the NDA alliance, but whether they will, come one up over a united Congress, DMK, left and MDMK Parikshit remains to be seen. And that's the election story really as we go forward.
Right. Tamil Nadu is very important for the BJP and NDA's fortunes in 2024. If they want to cross the 353 mark, the 400 mark, then they will have to make major gains there. Because if we speak about the first phase specifically, where the India Alliance, the opposition had actually done better in 2019, it was probably because of the state of Tamil Nadu, where most of the gains really came from. And that's what makes the bastion very important. Let's also quickly mention that the state of Bihar is also going to polls today. 4 seats out of 40 going to elections, and polling is taking place. NDA won 4 seats. The India Alliance did not win any seat here this time around. This is a stronghold of the NDA, so to say. Let's see how they perform. Let's also not forget that you have at least 15 seats in the northeast part of the country going to polls today, and 5 seats from Assam. So we will be looking at the battle for the northeast very closely as well, and we'll see how much inroads can the BJP actually make, and where all can the opposition actually challenge the NDA. So keep tuning in to CNBC TV18 for more updates through the day. We will be getting you updates from 102 constituencies across 21 states. This is the highest number of constituencies going to polls in one phase, a very crucial start to election 2024.